As the pushback against OPEC ramps up, and according to the Prime Minister of Italy, it's possible that the West could even create a competitor to the group. Brian Sullivan is here with the latest turn on this. And, Brian, I guess this shows you how far these two sides have come. We're not talking about frenemies anymore. You're talking about basically competitors.
It's like, what is it, Days of Our Lives or As the Oil World Turns or something like this. I don't know. I'll try to get through it here, Becky, and make sense of it. Now, in real estate, you got buyer's agents and seller's agents, right? Could oil be the same way? As you noted, Italy's prime minister and former ECB head Mario Draghi, well-known name to our viewers, telling reporters the other day that he and President Biden recently discussed creating sort of a anti-OPEC, basically a group of countries, effectively a cartel kind of, that would represent oil buyers. Now, OPEC, which stands for Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, is primarily made up of oil sellers. Whether this is something that is really being discussed or maybe just Draghi using it as a form of scare tactic against OPEC is not clear right now. And it's not clear if this moved forward, what countries like the U.S. or Italy or whatever would be in it, or if it would even work. Still, it's out there. So I pinged a few people that I trust. Mike Bradley of the new firm Veriton put it to me this way in an email, quote, creating a buying cartel in order to encourage a production response is useless if the commodity just isn't there. And that's really the issue. Most of the OPEC nations do not have much or any spare capacity outside of the Saudis and the UAE. But in their deal, they've all got to do it together. That's part of that OPEC declaration of cooperation. All this really, as you mentioned, Becky, kind of another jab in the growing fight against OPEC by Congress and the White House, obviously frustrated, noticeably so, and justifiably, by higher oil and gas prices, despite the record release from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, which actually kicks off on Sunday. The big 160 million barrels, that hasn't started yet. That starts on Sunday. There was also, by the way, the No Oil Production and Exporting Cartels Act, known as NOPEC, working its way through Congress, which would effectively permit the United States to sue a group or a nation that is involved in an OPEC that it might consider to be anti-competition, a price fixer, etc. So there's a lot going on, Becky, but I can add this. There's kind of one bit of irony. Italy, of course, Mario Draghi is the prime minister coming out. They remain one of the largest buyers of Russian crude oil to this day, mostly because Russia owns the biggest refinery in Italy, and that is the only way it can get oil. If you can make sense of all this, you're a lot smarter than I am.
No, I can't. I guess what's OPEC's reaction to this? Because you can understand in desperate times why people start getting more and more aggravated and why stuff like the NOPEC legislation comes about. But it never seems to work when you get even more in your face on things like this. What's OPEC's response?
Well, the UAE's minister, Suhail al-Mazroui, is coming out the other day and saying that he thinks oil could go to 300 if this NOPEC legislation is eventually passed, because it would create, in his mind, chaos in the oil markets. There are others, though, that will say maybe it'd have the opposite effect. Oil would crash as all these countries just kind of went free-for-all like they did a couple of years ago when oil went negative. We had the Saudi sort of Russia price war at the time. It's unclear exactly what would happen. Certainly, OPEC has been around since the 60s. By the way, this NOPEC legislation has been around in some form for a long, long time. Kind of keeps coming up. Then oil prices go down, then it goes away, then it keeps coming up, then it goes down. Maybe a contraindicator, Becky, to the price of oil. But listen, this new version, this one that's going through the Senate, just passed a Senate Judiciary Committee. It is bipartisan. It is sponsored by Chuck Grassley and Patrick Leahy of Vermont. They're Republicans, but you've also got Mike Lee and Amy Klobuchar, Democrats, who are co-sponsors. So you got two Republicans, two Democrats in the Senate, powerful members of the Senate, by the way, that are on board with this. It goes to the Senate. If it passes, goes to the House. I'm trying to go back to it's just a bill. And then it would go to the president to ostensibly sign it. It's unclear what the president would do. But do remember that President Biden, who was then a senator, urged President Clinton to sue OPEC. I think it was in 1992 or thereabouts. And so this, like we've talked about in the past, this is a long history, Becky, between this. And certainly it's not going to do anything to further relations.
Right.